Vinodhini Duraisamy. I currently live and work in San Francisco, but originally I am from like a very small town near Coimbatore. Like I don't even think it's a town. Like it's a small village with like 10 to 15 houses at best, and you have to commute a whole hour to get to the nearest grocery store and hospital. And you know how it is in India, like in small villages. So it was such, and then we are a family of four, and my parents were both handloom weavers, so we make bed sheets. And what it means to be a handloom weaver in India means that they made about like 3,000 rupees a month. I mean, we got by just fine, like putting food on the table was never a problem. But then when I got to like finishing up my high school, my parents were both delighted and sort of sad that I got good scores because I had very good scores from my, high school, but that also meant how do we now put me to a good college that, I want to go to as opposed to, I guess part of my parents thinking was, oh, I wish she didn't have to score so well, so we didn't have to struggle so hard to put her through. But they were, so excited for me because both of them, they never went to school. Like my mom had studied till fourth standard and my dad had studied till fifth standard, and they knew the power of education. So they definitely did everything in their power to really, get me to the university because like all our lives, they always said like education is the only thing that's going to change. Like you go study well and life will be so much better. Like that's all we ever knew growing up. So the first year we were put in a dorm in a hostel room and there were like six of us. And one of them found a pamphlet from their department's billboard saying there is this scholarship that we could apply to. And all six of us in the dorm room just applied because who doesn't want more money? And funnily enough, among the all six of us that I applied, only I was qualified because FFE has certain criteria about your, financial situation of your parents. And there were a lot of like detailed evaluation process. And then only I made it through. And thankfully, because of FFE and the education loan, like my 4 years were really like a smooth sail, honestly, after that. Like just to think that, you don't have to worry about the finances for the next 4 years, and all you have to do is just study and get through this, and like your family is already like your family situation is already sorted was such a relief, honestly, to think through. Third year of undergrad, I was matched with the mentor from through FFE that I think changed everything for me. I did not know you could just walk up to anybody and ask for help and people will be willing to do that. Just that like I don't know how to explain it or put it to words. Like when you come from that sort of a background, you feel so small and you feel so embarrassed to even ask for help. You feel like, oh, I don't like, can I even ask for anything? And just the fact that there were these generous, kind-hearted people who were willing to like give you their time and energy and almost like the big brothers and sisters that I never had and I always wanted to. And again, right, having parents who've never been to college or anything, or they've never traveled outside the village, having that mentorship meant everything to me. Like to even the smallest of things, like, hey, you need to start practicing speaking English because in the next year you're going to go out to the world. Like if you're looking for a job in the corporate, English is a big thing. Like, why don't you improve your communication skills and get started on these projects and internships? Everything like came to me through these mentors, and for that I will be thankful for life. I think for me another biggest thing that I want to say is how FFE really encourages and sort of builds this circle of support. It's not just about getting one student out there in the world and make them successful, but also like enabling them, or even like put that sense of community in every student as you help them through, and so they come back and bring back the sort of finish the circle and help more students. But also personally, I'm mentoring a couple of students and I get to be the big sister that they never had, and like guide them through the process, like especially help them with the interview process. What is it like to be out there in the world? And I truly appreciate the opportunity to be able to do that too. But again, going to NetApp, working in the corporate for a couple of years also broadened my horizon. I decided to do, masters in the US, but this time around I was able to, support myself financially again, thanks to FFE, because NetApp happened and I was able to do this myself this time around. and came to the US, did my graduation in computer science and machine learning, and now I currently work at Snowflake in product marketing. And if I can say one thing, I think FFE sort of really moved not just me, but like really pulled my family up from one social and financial strata to the next. And that's like, I don't know. I know it's all of us here are donors and you are all generous, kind-hearted people, but I don't think you all understand the amount of impact you're all making in our lives. And I truly, truly appreciate each one of you doing this for us. And yeah, I just wanted to thank on behalf of every other scholar too. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I just got all emotional.